So every once in a while, a watch comes along that doesn't really try to compete in the same category as everything else. It just exists in its own space. And this is one of those watches. This is a limited edition platinum timepiece from Blancpain, powered by a manual wind movement with an 8-day power reserve. And right away, that already tells you a lot. This isn't about convenience. This isn't about smart features or notifications or fitness tracking. This is about mechanical engineering pushed to a level where every single decision feels intentional. When you first pick it up, the weight hits you immediately. Platinum isn't subtle. It has a dense, almost quiet heaviness to it that feels different from stainless steel or even gold. It doesn't scream. It just feels serious. And that's kind of the theme here. The dial design stays extremely restrained. No unnecessary clutter, no overdone textures, no distractions fighting for attention. It's the kind of design that forces you to slow down and actually look at it. The hands move with a kind of calm precision that reminds you this is all happening mechanically, not electronically. No battery, no screen, just gears, springs, and time. At the heart of it is what really makes this watch interesting. The manual wind movement with an 8-day power reserve. That's not just a spec sheet flex. That's a design philosophy. Most mechanical watches give you around 40 to 80 hours before they stop. This one stretches that into days, over a full week, without needing another wind. And winding it isn't just maintenance. It becomes part of the experience. You feel the resistance in the crown, the gradual build of tension in the mainspring. And there's something oddly satisfying about knowing you're directly powering something that will keep running long after you stop thinking about it. There's also something important to say about watches at this level. They aren't trying to be practical in the modern sense. You don't buy this because it makes your life easier. You buy it because of what it represents. Craftsmanship at this level is less about telling time and more about preserving a tradition that predates every digital convenience we take for granted today. Blancpain has always sat in that category of watchmaking where the focus is mechanical purity. No unnecessary complications just for marketing. No digital shortcuts. Just traditional horology taken as far as it can reasonably go. And when you look closely at the finishing, that's where things start to separate expensive watch from serious watch. The polishing on the case edges transitions cleanly into brush surfaces. The dial markers are applied with precision that you only really notice under angle light. Even the way the crystal distorts reflections slightly at the edges adds to that analog character you just don't get in flat, mass-produced designs. But here's the interesting question. Who is this actually for? Because realistically, most people don't need an 8-day manual wind platinum watch. And that's kind of the point. This isn't about need. It's about appreciation. It's for someone who understands what goes into mechanical timekeeping and values the difference between works and crafted. There's also a kind of discipline embedded in owning a watch like this. You can't just forget about it for months and expect it to keep going. You interact with it. You maintain it. You wind it. You reset it. It becomes part of your routine in a way that modern devices have largely eliminated. And in a world where everything is becoming faster, automated, and disposable, there's something almost countercultural about choosing a mechanical object that demands your attention. Now, is it perfect? No watch like this is. Accuracy won't match quartz or digital standards. It's not meant to. And durability, while excellent in the context of fine watchmaking, still requires care. This is not a rugged, everyday tool. It's a precision instrument that expects respect. But that's also why it stands out. Because it isn't trying to replace anything in your life. It's trying to exist alongside it as something you experience rather than rely on. And when you think about luxury at its highest level, that's often what separates objects that are simply expensive from objects that actually matter to collectors. A final detail worth mentioning is how limited editions like this change perception. The moment you know something isn't mass-produced, your interaction with it shifts. You start noticing details you might otherwise ignore. You start treating it differently, even subconsciously. And that's the quiet power of a piece like this. Not just the materials, not just the movement, but the experience it creates every time you put it on. If you're interested in exploring it further, check the link in the description.